Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be testing out two latest product launches from Rare Beauty, which is their Silky Touch Powder Highlighter and their UnderEye Brightener. So if you're interested in these two products and want to see how they look on the skin and face as well as a detailed review, then keep on watching. I'll be showing two different ways to apply each of these products so we can get the most maximum potential out of this review to see how it layers, how it works, etc. and see what works the most for you. So I've already prepped my skin with a little bit of Bobbi Brown's vitamin enriched face base all over. You can see there's a little bit of shine, and we're going to test the UnderEye Brightener first. This is what the product looks like, and it came in the iconic packaging for all Rare Beauty. It's really just minimalistic, and it says positive light UnderEye Brightener, and I got it in the shade light medium. I think this is a pretty good match, just a little bit brighter for my skin tone, and it has a very semicircle like packaging, not really something usual. And the standout of this product, I would have to say, is the metal applicator tip. It's not a typical doe foot, it's actually this spherical kind of metal applicator that you would normally see for eye serums. So it's something quite unusual, and from the days I've been wearing it in the past, I do find it a little bit harder to get product onto the face. I'm going to be testing this out in two different ways today. The first way is to put this on the face bare with nothing on it except for the primer, and then I'm going to put a layer of foundation over top on all sides of my face so we can make a comparison. Does it layer well underneath and over foundation? I do find I like to use the end of the dome. It gives me the most product. Otherwise, if I use it flat, you can see it kind of drags out into nothing. I do like how the metal tip gives a cooling effect and depuffs the eyes. However, it doesn't do too much when it comes to actually applying the product. So using the tip really gets the most. I know it is meant to be an UnderEye brightener, but I'm going to use it around my nose as well, just to show you guys the overall coverage and things like that. My skin is looking a little bit problematic today, so I guess it's actually a great day to test the coverage. It's very hormonal lately, so let's see how well it adjusts to that. Now I am going to go in with the Rare Beauty concealer brush and test that out. I'm just going to pat it out in gentle motions. We can see immediately it has brightened my under eyes considerably. It does look like my skin tone looks more even out compared to the side with nothing. I wouldn't say the coverage is too high. I can still see some of my dark circles. So I'm going to go in with a mini second layer, and I'm going to focus it just here. This is where I need the most brightening. It does have a very watery consistency as well. So I think it's something that just looks quite nourishing under the eyes and hydrates, not something very matte or velvet, which I think is quite cute for an under eye brightener. But after the second layer, you can definitely see there is an overall brightening effect on the under eyes and even out my skin tone. Even on the nose, you can see it covered up the redness quite a bit. On the chin, it also did a decent job. The red is definitely still poking through, but it looked better than it did before. So this is the before and after, and I would say this looks quite skin-like as well. I'm not complaining about. I think it looks pretty darn good. Now I'm going to apply some foundation all over the face so we can see how does this work underneath foundation and also when we apply it later on. This is the Amuse Dew Jelly Vegan Cushion, and it was my favorite foundation of 2022. So if you want to look at that video, definitely check it out. I talk about all my favorites from last year. This is a medium light coverage foundation, and it just works on giving your skin a little bit of evenness and makes your complexion look a lot more healthier. It doesn't really cover anything per se, but it just gives your skin such a beautiful dewy finish. This foundation really is just one of those my skin but better days, and this cushion feels like it's nothing on your face. So lightweight, and I think it really matches up with the vibes of Rare Beauty as well, which is, you know, your face but better and just enhancing your natural beauty. There it is. If I'm being honest, I don't think two sides have a massive difference. I think it's also because both are quite light coverage and dewy finished. Yeah, it doesn't really show too much of a difference. I guess this side is a little bit more even out than this side of my skin, but that is actually a good thing because it shows that underneath foundation it still looks really natural, not too heavy and cakey. Now that I'm looking in my mirror, this side actually does look more even out and the under eyes look less obvious, and the more I'm trying to look at my under eyes, this side looks more even as opposed to here where we can actually still see some of the lines, etc. And my nose area definitely also looks less red in comparison to this side where it's just a foundation. Now we're going to apply this underneath the side we just have foundation on. I'm also going to use the brush to stipple everything out, just because that's what I did on the other side and I want to keep it consistent. It patted it in really nicely and I feel like it just melted in with everything. But just as a precaution, I'm going to take the same cushion sponge and just really melt everything together. We can see how immediately this side looks a lot more brightened up than when I put it underneath the foundation. This really just adds that extra coverage that you want, and my under eyes look a lot brighter. If I step away a little bit more, the effects are made more obvious. This side looks more plump and filled in, whereas this side, it still looks like there's some darkness underneath it. So I definitely, for coverage wise, putting it over your foundation looks much better. I'm going to quickly set my face with some powder before we test the next product, which is the Rare Beauty Silky Touch Highlighter. Keeping it in theme, I'm going to use my Rare Beauty Positive Light setting powder, and this is in the shade Light. I really love this powder. It just sets your face and the makeup doesn't budge, but it still gives your skin a luminosity, which is absolutely beautiful and so stunning for every single day. So now we are testing out the Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter, and I got this in the shade Exhilarate. It is a beautiful champagne gold and it is said to give a skin-like finish yet can be built up into a beaming highlight. How beautiful is this shade? It almost reminds me of Pat McGrath. I remember when Pat McGrath came out with those trios, it just looks like that. I haven't tried those, but from the pictures, they look so similar. This highlighter, I've tried it a few times, is so smooth on the skin, and it is made in Italy, so we can definitely see the quality is there, and it is unlike anything I've seen before. It literally feels like it is silk on the skin. The touch is just so soft, but it melts into your skin, giving a beautiful luminosity that looks like it's your skin but better. You guys know I love applying my highlighter before my blush, so I'm going to do that on this side of my face, and on this side I'm going to do the regular highlighter after blush. So let's take a little bit of this on my highlighting brush. Can we see how shiny and blingy this is? And it does not accentuate your pores at all. It just literally glides right on, looks like it's your skin, and I can't seem to find any traces of it being a powder. It just looks like it's literally glowing. So pretty, and you can literally keep on building it up to something. And what I love is when you look at me from the front, you don't see the highlights. Only when I tilt my face and in a certain angle you can see it, which is what makes it a beautiful highlighter. I'm also going to apply some on my nose and the Cupid's bow. Now I'm going to take a little bit of blush. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Cheek to Chic in Pillow Talk, sweeping the outer perimeters and just dusting it on the face to give a little bit of warmth. That just glosses right on. Look at that. Putting it a little bit on the eyes and the forehead. And now I'm going to apply some of that blush on this side of our cheek. So luminous and pretty. I love how the base is looking. And now we're going to put some of that highlighter on our cheeks. It looks so glowy. My whole face looks like it's so shiny and dewy. Oh my gosh. Because it's looking a little bit shiny, I'm actually going to take some of my About Tone powder. I'm going to press some of this on the center of my face just to mattify it a little bit more, because it's looking a little bit too dewy. The skin is looking phenomenal. I think either side, the glow is definitely there. It doesn't really diminish it once you put the blush on top, and they just melt into each other. I actually, in this instance, like it over the blush. It just looks like it's accentuating the glow a little bit more, but either way, they are stunning. Love this formula. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and we'll do a final review and hear my thoughts on it. Alright guys, I am back with my full face complete to give our final review, but just quickly, I went in with the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt on my brows. You guys know I love this gel, and then I also went in with my new NARS Climax eyeshadow palette, and I just did a really quick and glowy glittery look. I love how this palette looks really autumny and vampy, but it can still be very wearable. I went in with these shimmers and these mattes, as well as this dark burgundy as an eyeliner. Looks so pretty. And for my mascara, I went in with the Bad Girl Bang. Almost done with this sample, really happy. And then for lips, I use my Roman Caramel Tea Chocolate Milk Tea Tint. Very yummy. And of course we had to set the face. You know that I'm using my Rare Beauty Always an Optimist 4-in-1 setting spray. Absolutely gorgeous, and can't wait to share with you guys my final review on the new Rare Beauty highlighter and under eye brightener. First things first, let's talk about this under eye brightener. I was really excited for this product, and I think that this is something that I would really like because I'm one of those people that I don't actually put too much on my face. I just want to even out my complexion, so I thought this is great. One of the greatest concern is brightening my under eye, so I gave this a go, and I must say I'm kind of on the fence about this one. It is really pretty, and I think it gives a skin-like finish, especially over the foundation. I just cannot stop looking at this side of my skin. You can see the obvious difference as compared to layering it underneath your foundation. I think it gives a gorgeous brightened look, but I don't think it's anything super special because nowadays a lot of us have more than one shade of concealer, and like I usually apply my concealer, it's always a little bit lighter, so it brightens either way, and concealer gives a lot more coverage. I don't even need a foundation underneath it, so I feel like this is a really good product if you're wanting to have something that literally is on the go. Just swipe on, tiniest bit of coverage and kind of a foam no makeup look, then this is something for you. But for me, I'm not sure if it's too worth it because it is on the pricier side. It's not the most affordable. It is affordable as a Sephora brand, but it's not quite there yet. It does actually have decent coverage, I must say. It has light medium, leaning medium coverage, a lot more than I was expecting. I thought it would be just pure like no coverage, just brightening, so I think that is quite nice. I just really do not like the applicator. I find the applicator really difficult for me to get the product on there. I have to use the tip and the dome to get anything on. I thought I could use the sides and swipe it on my eyes almost like a roller, and I thought that would be really smart. It's cooling, it's soothing, it's very beautiful, but I don't know, the applicator isn't my favorite. It does look very pretty. The packaging is chic. I like it lots, and I think it's very on brand for Rare Beauty since they're focusing on more making you but better products. So this one, I think it's good, but I don't think it's a necessity, especially if you're a minimalist. Just go for a concealer with lighter coverage, and there's plenty in the drugstore for that. The highlighter, however, I absolutely adore, and I think it is one of the best highlighters I've tried. It is so smooth, silky, and easy to use. Silky touch is the perfect way to describe this highlighter. At first, I was really intimidated by the shade. It looks very dark in the pan, and I thought, no way is this going to be a highlighter. I picked the wrong shade, but on my skin, you can see it gives a very glowy touch, and it definitely is just focusing on the champagne. It is very glittery, and somehow that doesn't look too glam or too much. It actually just looks so stunning on the skin. It wears beautifully, and I think it is just such a unique formula. I think it is worth the price, and this is something really special that can add to your collection. Plus, there is so much product in here, you won't be running out of it anytime soon. So out of these two products, I definitely recommend this one the most. In fact, this is just a highlighter I would recommend no matter what. It wouldn't just be because it's a new brand or new release, etc. This is just absolutely amazing. So if you want to check it out, this highlighter is a must try. And compared to the liquid luminizer from the brand, I actually prefer this one a lot more. So if they came out with blushes or like eyeshadows in this formula, this is a must have in my opinion. Well guys, that is it for today's video, testing out the two latest Rare Beauty launches. I hope you guys found this video helpful and took away something from it. If you did like today's video, please give it a thumbs up or even subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much to me. And comment down below what other videos you would like to see next. In fact, I think I can actually do a full face of Rare Beauty now. I have that many products from them. So let me know if you would like to see that. But aside from that, that is it for today's video, and I'll see you guys for the next one.